You know what I haven't heard about in a while? Shrek 5. Let me just look online, see if there are any recent updates of any kind. Joy of joy, everyone's favorite movie trope. It's back again, and about time too. Alright, let's play a bit of catch up here. So Shrek from DreamWorks, one of the greatest animated films of all time. A film that was essentially a middle finger to Disney and all their tropes. It was subversive, heartfelt, and extremely funny. Not to mention extremely influential, as it will become the blueprint for every computer animated film going forward. It had a lengthy lifespan, consisting of 4 movies, a spin-off franchise, television specials, loads of video games, a musical. Long story short, this franchise had a great run, one that transcended beyond the movies. As through the late 2010s, Shrek absolutely dominated meme culture. For some reason, a quote from Shrek or Shrek himself got a huge laugh from everyone. And I suppose meme culture was incentive enough for DreamWorks to decide, let's bring them back. Flash to a couple months ago and we got our first look at Shrek 5. And the internet instantly fell in love with it. Even yours truly. Check out my roaring praise for that first trailer right here. Alright, now that we've got our brief history and our jokes out of the way, that first Shrek 5 trailer was trashed by everyone. Sporting a new animation style, leaning heavily into the memes, and bringing on Zendaya, yeah, the people really weren't having it. For me, it took a couple hundred watch-throughs to get used to the new style, and it was just a real treat to hear Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy back in the booth. And with that release date being such a long way off, I told myself, it's just the first look. Things are subject to change, right? And aside from the new look, there's not much we can go off from this trailer. No story or nothing. So with those issues put to rest, I happily went on with my life. Then a couple hours ago, on this very day, I opened my Instagram to see this. What can you even say? Now take this info with a grain of salt. I have no idea how credible Film Buzzer is. To be real honest, I didn't know Film Buzzer existed. But if this is true, Shrek 5 is dead on arrival. Shrek 5 will have Shrek and Donkey enter the real world. According to Insider, MTTSH, Shrek 5 will feature Shrek and Donkey getting lost in the real human world. Lord, oh Lord, please let this just be some rabid fan speculation. What kind of sense does this make? Shrek is supposed to be a gritty subversion of fairy tale tropes. Dollars to donuts, you think of your favorite fairy tale? You usually think of Disney. All magic and whimsy, talking animals, princes and princesses, true love's kiss. And the first Shrek movie literally opens with the ogre in question tearing True Love's kiss out of the storybook and wiping his ass with it. You take the gritty, more realistic Shrek out of that and put him into our real world, you completely strip him of his identity. Any potential for story kind of just dries up there. Shrek gets plopped in the real world. Okay. The end? And yes, while you can get some semblance of a story out of that, it won't be anything new. Enchanted? Masters of the Universe? The Smurfs? But you know something? I fear that this was foreshadowed in the teaser trailer. Here I am innocently thinking that DreamWorks acknowledging the influx of Shrek memes was just a self-aware joke that wasn't going to play into the film at all. But now they're essentially taking Shrek out of his world into our world where all those memes came from. There really isn't much of a story there. Shrek gets sent to the real world, he's gotta find his way back to his world, and along the way he discovers human technology and human culture, and then somehow, some way, finds out that he's worshipped by Reddit and Twitter. Does that sound like something you'd want to watch? But now how are you even going to get him into the real world? Well, according to Film Buzzer, Shrek's daughter, voiced by Zendaya, practices magic and accidentally transports the pair there. They don't stop coming and they don't stop coming. Really? Shrek Forever After was released in 2010, and for a good while they've been teasing some sort of comeback for Shrek. Almost 14 years of silence, and this will be allegedly Shrek's comeback. In all that time, this was the best you could come up with. A grand return to one of your heavy-hitting franchises. and you're smurfing him. You done smurfed Shrek. Like, again, we don't know this for certain, but for the love of God, if this turns out to be true, the main cast will be able to afford 5 new beach houses for what you probably paid them to be a part of this. And quite honestly, I can't say I'm mad at this, or the idea of this rather. I'm just very, very disappointed. I'll tell you why. Because we've also got that live action remake of How to Train Your Dragon coming out. And yeah, I don't care how pretty it looks. If you go see this movie, they're gonna go the way of the Disney. And every one of those DreamWorks movies will be getting live action remakes. Kung Fu Panda in live action. Madagascar in live action. But what if Shrek 5 is just a soft reboot that'll transition the characters from the animated world to the live action world? Because in all fairness, we don't know if it's being set in the modern real world. We just know they're going to the real world. It could very well be some old-timey village in the real world. I don't know. My only hope is that DreamWorks comes out with an official statement in the next month or so, or however long it takes, with an actual plot synopsis that will not be that bare bones or generic. You'll make Shrek the Third look like Citizen Kane if this is to be Shrek 5. I guess now we'll just have to wait and see, friends. Sorry if this video wasn't very uniform, I just had to talk about this. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks a bunch. Please like, share, and subscribe for more cool things to come. I'm gonna go take a nap now. Bye.